Good afternoon and welcome to the Midday News. Here's what we have in the bulletin. Police probing fatal shooting of man at burial in St. Catherine. Prime Minister promises better road maintenance in 2025. And later in sports, reggae boy Michael Antonio released from hospital following car accident. Thanks for joining us. I'm Sandy Williams. Here are the details. The police have launched an investigation into the circumstances which led to the killing of a man who is said to be of unsound mind at a burial at Dovecote in St. Catherine yesterday. Video of the bizarre incident has been making rounds on social media. Kelisha Williams has the details.
What was supposed to be a peaceful burial for an 84-year-old woman turned into a deadly crime scene. This is the moment things went awry. The man seen here is said to be of unsound mind. Reports vary on what led him to the coffin, but mourners recalled hearing him shout, quote, "She can't bury here," as he proceeded to open it. In the video, which has now gone viral, persons can also be heard calling for the police to intervene, but there appeared to be hesitation on the lawman's part. The man proceeded to remove the body from the coffin. We later learned that he hurled stones at the mourners, one of whom was a licensed firearm holder who then shot him. One of the mourners, it's further understood, received a wound to the head from the stoning. The mentally ill man was pronounced dead at hospital. He's been identified as 23-year-old Isaac Foster, unemployed, of a Kidston Town, St. Catherine address. The police are investigating. Kelisha Williams, TVJ News.
The St. Mary Police is assuring the safety of the public for the new year. This assurance comes from the head of the St. Mary Police Division, Acting Superintendent Anthony Wallace, who praised his team for what he described as exemplary community policing efforts and a noticeable reduction in crime in the parish.
We had over 28% reduction in murders and over 60% clear-up rate for all major crimes. This was a result of us being very proactive in our approach and very strategic in our intentions as we aim to reduce the level of violence across the parish. We had tremendous support from all our stakeholders and the cities as a whole. The men and women of the St. Mary Division remain very committed to the task at hand.
The efforts, he says, will continue with increased vigilance and community collaboration.
The policing presence that they are used to will continue as we aim to keep the town of Port Maria and its environment safe from criminal activity.
As Jamaicans continue to bemoan the poor state of the roads island-wide, Prime Minister Andrew Holness has promised to renew the strategy for road maintenance in the country. Speaking at the rollout of the Spark Road Repair Program in East Kingston on Monday, Mr. Holness indicated that given the effects of climate change, it cannot be business as usual in 2025. It also comes as many people blast the government for failing to maintain several roadways that have been recently constructed but have been damaged by heavy rains. But Mr. Holness said the procurement process is usually tedious.
Even under emergency procurement rules, there is still a lag time between the small formation of a pothole and the mobilization of a contractor when the pothole is this big. So we are going to be looking at what capacity the government needs to retain to be able to respond immediately to the small formation of a pothole before it becomes a large crater.
In the meantime, he also explained the government's plans for road construction in 2025.
First, we are satisfied that we will improve right across Jamaica about 600 roadways. The sum of the improvement will be greater than the roads itself, meaning that because the roads are connected and they are strategically chosen, most of them, you're going to see the roads having a positive impact on the economy.
It's now time for a break, but stay with us. More stories when we return. Welcome back to the Midday News. Thanks for staying with us. Justice Minister Delroy Chuck has outlined plans to use technology to speed up operations involving the arms of the justice system. Amoy Harriet has more in this report.
Less than 10% of cases in Jamaica involve plea bargaining. It means the remaining cases are often tied up in a long legal process in the courts. Justice Minister Delroy Chuck explained the problems with plea bargaining are linked to the mindset of many Jamaicans.
The truth in Jamaica is that nobody accepts responsibility. I can assure you that I have interviewed close to 50 people on death row. Death row. I go there, sit with them, students beside me, taking notes. And to a man, they're innocent. They're on death row.
The onus is therefore on the state to put together overwhelming cases against the accused. For the minister, as is proven in other jurisdictions such as the USA, airtight cases are more likely to get accused persons to accept plea deals.
If the investigators, if the witnesses do not properly put the evidence together to make the case against the accused airtight, so when it put them in the face, there's no doubt that you're the person, you're going to be convicted, then the likelihood of the person agreeing to plead guilty or to engage in plea bargaining is very low.
Minister Chuck in the meantime outlined plans to use technology speed up operations involving the arms of the justice system.
We're also looking at where we can tie up electronically all of the different agencies, the DPP, the police, the courts, correctional services, the health department, so that reports don't have to be carried by hand around. Everything can be done using, various email, WhatsApp, or what have you, to send these reports directly.
Amoy Harriet, TVJ News.
As the countdown to 2025 begins, it's the season for fresh goals and bold resolutions. But at least one motivational speaker is taking it a step further, advocating for vision boards in schools as a transformative tool to inspire Jamaica's youth. As the clock strikes midnight on New Year's Eve, ushering in a fresh chapter, millions across the globe will once again resolve to improve their lives. But in recent years, a creative and transformative tool has emerged, offering a new way to make resolutions stick: vision boards. Those vibrant collages of magazine clippings and motivational quotes and a dash of glitter have become a cherished New Year's tradition for many. They promised more than just a pretty project. They're a tangible way to turn aspirations into achievable goals. But what elevates this arts and crafts activity beyond a Pinterest-worthy pastime? For motivational speaker Kessima Harris, the answer is simple. Vision boards are a powerful tool for manifestation and a beacon of hope.
The picture, it affects our neural pathway. It affects how we condition our mind and how we focus, because visioning requires focusing, manifesting requires focusing, it requires clarity. So first, you have to be clear on the vision. You have to now take steps to accomplishing that.
Mrs. Harris believes these colorful collages could be the key to unlocking the untapped potential of Jamaica's youth, especially if introduced in schools. She envisions vision boards as a transformative tool in education, helping young Jamaicans map out their goals and visualize brighter futures.
I believe that if we're able to include that in schools from very early, it helps children to understand that there's a bigger picture and you are so much bigger on the inside than you're on the outside, and help them to kind of focus, because it's about focus. There's so much distraction, especially now in this era where we have a lot of social spaces. It's very distracting for young people, our children and our youths.
The vision board movement has been gaining momentum across the island, with Jamaicans of all ages jumping on the trend, with seminars and workshops dedicated to dream mapping popping up everywhere.
Especially coming out of COVID, I believe it gave a lot of persons more time to introspect and reflect. Persons spend a lot more time inside with themselves. Persons probably had the opportunity to read more, to get more information, and to want to, a lot of times when we come in touch with our own humanity, then we realize that each day we're given the awesome gift of life. And we want to make the best of that life, and having a clear vision for what we were created and meant to achieve will really help us.
As the new year unfolds, vision boards will serve as a reminder of one universal truth. The future isn't something that just happens. It's something we create. With a little glue, a lot of hope, and a vision to guide us, 2025 promises to be a masterpiece waiting to unfold. And to news just in, the police are investigating the escape of a prisoner at the Kingston Public Hospital a short while ago. It's believed the prisoner was escorted to the bathroom when he escaped. The escapee is one of 4 men who were held after a robbery in Spalding, Clarendon on Sunday, December 8. When cornered, the men went live on social media platform begging for their lives. And it's now time for the Business Minute. Here's Nakinski Robinson.
The Jamaica Stock Exchange says the Managing Director, Dr. Marlene Street Forrest, will continue to serve in her current capacity until the Board of Directors has successfully completed the recruitment process for her successor. In a statement, the JC said its board and Dr. Street Forrest are committed to ensuring a smooth transition. This, it says, to maintain the integrity, stability, and continued growth of the organization. The JC further advised that the recruitment process is well underway and the board remains focused on selecting a candidate who will uphold the JC's legacy of innovation and excellence in capital market development. Further afield, travelers will need a real ID to fly domestically in the US starting in May 2025. That's unless you have a passport or enhanced driver's license issued by several states. The deadline to procure the ID is May 7. Domestic travelers can apply for a real ID compliant driver's license or ID card through their local Department of Motor Vehicles. Real IDs are marked with a star on the top of the card. Real IDs will also be needed to access certain federal facilities. Congress mandated the Real IDs in 2005 on the recommendation of the 9/11 Commission. It requires minimum security requirements for travel documents. And that's it for the Business Minute. I'm Nakinski Robinson.
And now for the top regional and international stories, here's Antonia Atkinson.
In the region, the Trinidad and Tobago Chamber of Industry and Commerce has come out in support of the state of emergency announced by the government on Monday. The measure has been put in place due to rising crime. The chamber has, however, stressed the need for a comprehensive crime plan alongside the SOE. Meanwhile, for her part, the opposition leader, Kamala Prasad-Besesa, criticized the measure, arguing it's a political move aimed in light of the upcoming elections. She argues it's a diversion from the government's failures. And internationally, a South Korean court on Tuesday approved an arrest warrant for President Yoon Suk-yeol. This after his shock decision to declare martial law nearly a month ago, causing political chaos. The president was swiftly impeached and suspended from power. And those were the top regional and international stories. I'm Antonia Atkinson, TVJ News.
And now we head to a quick break, but when we come back, we'll have your midday sports report.